Hi everybody, it's Always in Beta, and I'm Barb, and this is the beginning of week 3 of my 2018 thing that I'm doing, which is this. Let me review. Oh, by the way, today's January 14th, 2018. And so, review of what I'm doing in this vlog. I'm using it to reinforce what I've learned and the decisions that I've made for myself so that I can get myself to stick to them. And I'm recording one video a week for the entire year. The first quarter of the year, because my first goal is weight loss, I'm going to be making a daily shorter video. It's just kind of funny because they haven't been real short, but I'm working on it. I'm working on getting them short and quick. So here are my goals for the year. And the one that I didn't list is to meditate every day and to really devote, quality time every morning to being by myself and doing the meditation thing. And I know that when I do make sure that I have get up and have plenty of time to meditate, that I feel better for the entire day, and it just grows. My second goal is weight loss, and really I want to feel good in my skin. I don't want to spend energy concerning myself with my weight or what I'm eating. I really want to train myself to just eat because I need to eat to survive and to not make a big deal about it. I don't want food to be as much entertainment as I think it is. And actually, that's not exactly right. It's not that it's entertainment. It's filler. It really is to avoid how I feel. And I want to devote that energy to other things that are important to me. My third goal is that I want to become a runner. I've joined the group that I'm going to be running with, and I'm getting my running shoes this week, maybe today. And I see in my notes I didn't include something very important, which is that I want to learn Spanish this year. Can't believe I left that off. I want to learn to speak Spanish, and I want my final video for this video blog to be entirely in Spanish. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about all of it. I'm just really excited. I'm going to increase my dedication to my garden, and I've been working on kind of formalizing this, planning out what I want to grow, and kind of just deciding what I want that goal to look like. In the past, my garden success has been variable, and I just want to start to steady that so that I can eat more food from my garden, which I really like to do. And lastly, I am starting a business this year, and I'm really excited about it. I'm kind of nervous about it, because I've never done this before. It's new, and who knows where it's going to take me. So for my weight loss goal, every 2 weeks, I reevaluate. This is the beginning of my third week, so it's time for me to reevaluate how I've done. And my rules have been no breakfast, no sugar, no flour, no snacks, no dessert, with a few exceptions. So instead of breakfast, I'm having coffee with cream, and the snack exception is I'm allowed to have some olives while I'm cooking dinner, which I love. And the dessert exception is I'm allowed to have two little squares. Wow, that got really big, didn't it? 2 little squares of chocolate after dinner. And I kind of struggled with that. Reevaluating the past 2 weeks, I have lost 6 pounds. Actually, it would have been 9 pounds, except for that I had a cheat night last night, and I put 3 pounds back on. They'll come off really quickly. It's mostly water. I'm not worried at all. I think that going forward, my weight loss is going to be closer to the 2 pounds per week rate that I anticipated when I started this whole thing, and that is I'm right on track for having lost all of my weight by March 10th, which was my goal. So I feel good about that. I felt fine most of the time related to intermittent fasting. The fact that I'm not having breakfast, the cream doesn't really increasing my insulin level when I eat it, so it is still considered a fast. And so I eat, I finish eating at maybe 8 o'clock at night at the latest, and then I don't eat again until 12 or 1 p.m. the next day. So having that big long break is called an intermittent fast, And it works out really well for me. I feel like my thinking is more clear. I feel like I have more energy. I don't generally feel hungry, but when I do, I try to remember to notice it and be thankful that I am hungry, because that means that I'm eating the right amount of food to reach my goal of weight loss. When I feel hungry, I try to remember, I'm successful sometimes, I try to remember to think of it in terms of, maybe my body can just have a little snack off my hips or my butt. And when you stop eating so much sugar and flour, and you train your body to actually utilize the fat that you're carrying around with you as fuel, then that is exactly what happens. Is when you are in need of fuel, your body goes to your fat stores first. And that's what I'm training myself to do. I think it's working pretty well, because I'm not hungry all the time, and I have felt pretty well. Okay, the chocolate has been a little bit of a problem for me. Now, my son has been home until today. He just went back to school today. So a little sad about that, but also happy because I'll have a little bit more control over the food in the house. And I think that the after dinner kind of social hour and chocolate eating will be a little easier for me to negotiate. But I may just need to do some thought work on this. I may need to have some chocolate in front of me that I really want that I don't eat, so that I can begin to train myself to not want it so much, like Pavlov's dog. So the chocolate thing is an issue that I'm watching, but I'm not going to change anything. I heard a fun thing on one of Brooke's podcasts. It's her most recent podcast, which, if I remember, I'll put a link in the show notes, which you can only access through YouTube. You have to be watching the video through YouTube to see the show notes. If you watch it through Facebook, you can't see the show notes. So don't really know about that. So here's the quote. This is someone who's had a lot of success, has lost weight, and has pretty much changed her life doing the thought work that Brooke Castillo teaches. And I'm sorry, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she said what she asks herself when she's hungry is, am I actually hungry? Will chicken solve this? And is what I want really in the pantry? And I love that. Because I think that sometimes, especially if you're really used to eating sugar and flour, that you get hungry and it's not something you really need to do anything about. You can just wait. And the other thing is, a lot of times you think that you're hungry, or I should just say I think that I'm hungry, but really I'm just fidgety. And I think that it will feel good to hold something in my hand and put it in my mouth and eat it and swallow it and have that little bit of entertainment and distraction. So what did I learn in the past 2 weeks? I learned that I talk a lot on these videos. Really surprised about that. Although maybe I shouldn't be. Anyway, I've learned that cheating might not be worth it. And I'm going to do a separate food log video today when I'm finished with this, and I'll have the review of my cheat night on there. That should be exciting, right? I might just not cheat unless there's a special occasion or something. But rather than actually planning a cheat night in every 2-week period, I might just not. I haven't decided how I'm going to handle that. I've learned that I get fidgety when I have an urge to eat something and I don't eat it. And that's not really too bad. I can handle that. I've learned that I want alcohol more than I want it. And that's only when I plan a cheat night. Most nights, I don't want it. Although there were some nights last week that I was really wanted a drink. But I don't really think I want the drink, because 10 minutes after I have it, I don't really want it. This is something else I got from the podcast, from Brooke's podcast. It's what I'm doing is not right or wrong. It just is what it is. And my job is to decide if I like the results I'm getting. It's not right or wrong. It just is. And am I okay with that? Or do I want to make some changes? Really like that a lot. So how did I change my brain? Well, I'm a left-handed toothbrusher now. Very proud of that. I have really reinforced in my mind that I get better at doing whatever it is that I'm doing. So I want to make sure that I'm doing things that I want to do instead of doing automatic. I think that's it on things I've learned. So, do I need to make changes for the next 2 weeks? I don't think so. I think that I'm on track, and I just need to do a little bit of thought work on my chocolate problem. Yeah, I think that's really it. I think if I just stick with my plan, I think I'm going to be successful. Like, I feel like I'm already moving in the right direction. So I am not going to make any changes. My next 2 weeks, I'm using the same rules for myself that I used for this 2 weeks. And one thing that I want to make sure I do every 2 weeks when I reevaluate is kind of look forward on the calendar to the next 2 weeks to see if there's anything that could potentially trip me up. And I did that, and I don't see anything going on. I've got a big work week coming up, but I will do what I have been doing, which is bringing leftovers from home or chicken from the freezer and some vegetables, or getting some greens from the greenhouse at work and having that for lunch. So coffee for breakfast, a little bit of meat. And I actually don't think I need 4 ounces. I think 3 ounces is enough for me. Kind of surprising that I don't need that much food. Like, it's surprising the amount of food I need to feel good. Maybe that'll change after I've lost the weight, because my body won't have as many snacks on board available. But we'll see about that. I want to say, if you're doing this with me, that you should congratulate yourself. You should give yourself a big pat on the back. I am feeling really proud of myself right now. I've stuck with it. I've actually made a recording every day for the past 13 days, and I think it really does help me. It really is helping me reinforce these concepts and to get the behavior trained into my body and my mind and my thinking that I want there. So I'm really, really excited about this year, and I'm excited that I am currently meeting my first goal. And oh, I forgot to say, I actually have signed up for my Spanish class, and I'm going to pay for that today when I'm done recording these videos. So things are happening. It's a good year. All right. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself when you screw up, and stick to your plan. Bye.